At CMHA, we care about your living.
CMHA has done a great job here in Cleveland, really in Cuyahoga County.
It was a time when our social safety nets were just being created by President Franklin D. Roosevelt.
If the camera was looking out the window, you would see a neighborhood that has suffered from blight.
The things that we know that we have now to protect the poorest people in our community didn't exist then. They were just coming about.
When the Public Housing Authority Act was passed back in '33, probably half the housing in the United States had some sort of problem. No running water, no electricity, no indoor bathroom, overcrowding, you name it.
Migration and immigrations were taking place, people coming to this country from Europe and African Americans beginning their migration from the South to Midwestern and Northern cities.
Well, CMHA is the first chartered housing authority in the nation.
I'm fortunate enough to have known the person that started, Ernie Bone. I worked at a savings and loan company and he was a customer. And Ernie Bone, started this in Cleveland.
Really created the momentum for public housing throughout this country.
The idea of public housing was to give you a chance to get yourself together, to move on.
The existence of public housing in the agency has been tremendously influential in the forming of Cleveland and its neighborhoods.
To have everything new stove, new house, new apartment, everything was brand new. We were thrilled.
When people have somewhere to live, that is linked to their hope. And when there is hope, there is strength.
If a family doesn't have affordable housing, it means they're spending half their income or more for housing, and so they don't have sufficient resources to pay for health, for medicine, for clothing, for food.
Improving, increasing, enhancing opportunity.
We started our lives in public housing. When you take some of the best well-known people in our community, whether it be Mayor Carl Stokes or his brother, former Congressman Louis Stokes.
When you look at Carl Stokes and Louis Stokes, came from CMHA properties. And without those loving homes, what would the world be like without those people and their contributions?
I went on to be a lawyer and a judge. Carl B. Stokes went on to be a lawyer, a judge, and mayor. Lloyd O'Brown, he became a judge, a prosecutor, and served on the Supreme Court.
My first residence was Carver Park, so CMHA has always been a part of my life.
The people here are as good as the people who live in public housing when I lived here. They just need the same opportunity we had.
I think every time CMHA opens the door to a better opportunity for an individual, for a family, for young, for old, that's a very good thing, not just for CMHA, but for the city of Cleveland.
It's not just providing bricks and mortar, but it's to help provide some community, provide some neighborhood, provide some stability, provide access to resources that can help people achieve those dreams.
Our job is to serve. So we serve the full gauntlet, from the small child who needs early learning programs to the senior who just needs decent housing as they've gotten older.
Healthcare, educational opportunities. CMHA is kind of a one-stop shop for people in need.
They have all kinds of programs set up, after-school programs. They can go there, they help with their studies, they learn how to cook, they're learning how to do different things.
And through a partnership between CMHA and the public school system that really helps these young people be all that they can be.
They're a community partnership. When there's a call for action, CMHA is right there.
We view ourselves as being a valuable partner in that. So we can provide the housing piece, and we want to make sure that we provide the complete package of services for our residents.
In designing and developing and rehabbing of various developments, there was a close working relationship with all of the tenants.
I represent all the residents in CMHA, and I've watched them grow with the agency.
It is very difficult to distinguish that housing unit from a market rate housing unit.
CMHA will continue to build things that are comparable to anything else that you might find in the marketplace. They want to blend in a community, not stand out.
We have a police department, We have youth activities. We engage with connecting residents with social services. You know, it's almost like its own community, but we're not a separate community. We're part of the larger community.
You know, what we're seeing today now is affordable housing, but this affordable housing can look nice and can be nice.
The traditional public housing looks like these brick-style barracks. And if you look at our newer units, you'll find that look more like townhomes. They have sustainable products in them, low-flow toilets, they have solar panels. They have all sorts of amenities to kind of bring and refresh the housing into our current environment.
This is just what we've always wanted. You know, a place we can call home now, we can be proud of, we can look up to.
We try to make sure that once they're in, we can try to keep them there.
The improvements that I've seen is overwhelming, very overwhelming, because, you know, it first just started off like it was really public housing. Now it don't have that concept.
They've been a model, and so I think they've had to stay on the cutting edge.
They're building new neighborhoods, they're building new housing, and they're making people's lives better.
I don't know where we would be. I don't know where young people would be with after-school programs. I don't know where seniors would be when they need something more than just a roof over their heads.
As a lot of you know, the Cuyahoga Metropolitan Housing Authority was the first chartered housing authority in the United States of America. On September 13th of this year, we celebrated our 80th year anniversary. This property, Cedar Estates, was one of the first properties were built. And in this area right now, we have decided to start an exciting new development here. A lot of work is going on to continue to build good quality, affordable housing for the residents of this community. A lot of you do the same things in your community, and I like to say thank you. And I'd like for all of us to continue to do the things that we need to do for our residents.
At CMHA, we care about your living. At CMHA,